bought a lot, liked a few, didn't like a lot, but that's like kind of the motto with Book Outlet. So yeah, like cringy, don't want to read it, writing bad. I'm going in, but I didn't lie. Alright, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, Jocelyn Reads, and today I'm going to be doing a book unhaul. So I have never done a book unhaul on my channel, and I've done a book unhaul before, but that was before I had booktube, so like, you know, just getting rid of books that I didn't like. So this is my first time recording it. I haven't like looked over my shelves yet, and I am kind of sentimental about books. Well, that's not it. I'm sentimental about books that I haven't read. So like if there's a book on my shelves that I haven't read, but I really don't think I'm gonna get to, but I haven't read it, I'm kind of weary about giving it away or like just getting rid of it because I just feel like I'm missing out. Like I didn't read it, so I don't know if I actually liked it or not. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with that. All right, for this unhaul, I'm probably just gonna split this into 3 different sections, or like 4 different sections. So the first category is just contemporary. That was 3 stars. I'm never gonna reread them. Don't want them on my shelf. Don't feel anything about them. So I'm just gonna keep that as a category because that's what I'm gonna say about each one of them. Don't really remember what they're about, you know, that type of thing. So I'll just make a category, hold up the book, say the title, and move on, just because there's not really much to say about these. So I'm not gonna like force myself to come up with something to say. So I'm just gonna have that category, and then I'll have more categories as I go. So the first one in that is A Flickering Clarity by Amy McNamara, Dreamology by Lucy Keeson, Love at First Sight by Josh Sundquist, The Color Project by Sierra Abrams. This is more of a 4-star for me, but I read it literally like maybe 3 years ago and just didn't really, I just know I won't reread it again, and I just would rather have something else on my shelves. I feel comfortable getting rid of this. And this one is I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Maureen Gu. You guys actually saw me read this one on this channel, and like I told you guys, it was just a 3-star. If you like K-dramas, then this one would be a good one for you, but this one is just not good for me because I don't watch K-dramas, and I just found everything to be really overdramatic in this book and kind of immature to me. So the next category that I have are contemporaries that I haven't read but I bought because, like I said, I used to love YA contemporary, and it was just because I was a lonely girl who literally wanted a boyfriend, didn't have one, so I read contemporary to feel the feels that I wasn't feeling in real life. So I purchased a lot of contemporary at one time and then just didn't read them, and I know now looking at them, they're just something that I have just grown out of because I just don't relate to the characters' issues anymore, and I just don't want to read them anymore. So I look at them, I'm not excited to read them. There's other contemporary that have come out that I'm more excited for, that I'd rather just have on my shelves than these. So I'm just gonna give these ones up. So the first one that I have for that is The Night We Said Yes by Lauren Gabaldi. I have The Last Boy and Girl in the Universe by Siobhan Vivian. Love and Other Alien Experiences by Carrie Winfrey. I love this title and I love this cover, but I kind of want to keep it. Oh yeah, don't want to keep it anymore. I just looked at the synopsis, I don't want anymore. Well, this basically just sounds like Everything, and I read Everything. I don't need to read this, so I'm not going away. The next one's really hard for me to say because of the R's and being from the South, so yeah, just bear with me. Royce Rolls by Margaret Stoll. Yeah, that was hard for me to say, but we got it. This one's basically just about a rich girl, and she's a reality star, and I just don't really want to read about a rich white girl, so I'm just gonna toss this one. The next I have is The Boyfriend Bracket by Kate Evangelista. All right, so the next books that I have are new adult books. I also went through the same thing with YA, except I still love new adult because I can relate to them more, but I went through the same thing with new adult as I did with YA contemporary that I talked about earlier, where I just like bought a whole lot from Book Outlet once I realized how much I loved the genre, and I just bought a lot so I could just like binge read them. And yeah, I bought a lot, liked a few, didn't like a lot, but that's like kind of the motto with Book Outlet. So yeah, the first one I have is quite honestly one of the worst books I ever read, even though I only read the first 20 pages. New adult really takes the cake for being, when a book is bad, it's bad. Like cringy, don't want to read it, writing bad. I'm going in. Honestly, I didn't lie, so I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, bad writing, bad plot, like very stereotypical plot, just everything about it, no. So this is one of those books that was bad, and it was just terrible. Kind of like after, let me stop. Quite honestly hated it and couldn't get past 20 pages, and I don't want to, so I'm never reading this book. It's going away. That's why it's in this video. The next one I did read actually, and I liked it when I read it. It wasn't bad, but it's something that I would never reread. It's not one of my favorite new adults, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of it. Like, I don't need it on my shelf. It's kind of thick, and yeah, if I ever wanted to read it again, which I doubt I would, I'll just read it on Kindle somehow. Fuck. Alright, so this one is one I actually really did enjoy, but I just don't want it on my shelves anymore because I can just reread it on Kindle Unlimited or Kindle, and I just don't think I'll reread it physically again because there's just more new adult books that I could get into that I could really like, that I want on my shelves, like my 5 stars. So I don't really want this anymore, but because I really liked it, I do recommend it, and I want to explain the plot a little bit. It's about a 30-year-old woman who breaks up with her fiance, so she ends up going to Rome just to kind of get rid of things, get things off her mind, and just have a fun trip. And she meets this Italian architect while she's in Rome, and they start up a little romance. And it's really cute because I really like the little traveling bits, and I think their romance is really cute. And the architect, the Italian architect, is kind of one of those soft boys, which are hard to find in new adult. So if you want a new adult soft boy, this one is one. And I just really enjoyed it, and I would recommend it. The next one is a pair of new adult books. These two go together. I don't even know which order. The white is really throwing off, so I'll cover my face. I have Unbreak My Heart and Change of Heart by Nicole Jacqueline, and they go together. Don't know what order they go in anymore. I did read them both. Don't remember the plot other than the fact that the girl lost her memory and the guy is trying to make her fall back in love with him after losing her memory. Yeah, it's either that or the other way around, and where the guy lost his memory and not the girl. But yeah, I don't really remember them. They were 3-star reads, and I just don't want them taking up this massive shelf space, so I'm just gonna get rid of them. The next one is The Lovely Reckless by Cami Garcia. I actually like this cover better than the other one that I used to see, but yeah, this is also about kind of street racing. If you really like that type of thing, I would recommend it. I think I gave it maybe 3 stars because I'm pretty sure there was some type of cringy stuff that I didn't like, which is always the case for me with new adult, but I just don't want it on my shelves anymore. It wasn't a favorite, so let's go in. The next one I have is Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. Don't want it. So the next one I have is Girl Out of Water by Lauren Silverman. I wanted to support this author because I remember people just going to her Goodreads and giving her bad reviews, but I don't remember exactly what for it, but there was this whole situation with that, so I wanted to support the author. Read the book. It was kind of mediocre, but yeah, I just don't want it on my shelves anymore. It was an okay book. It was a 3-star, but I don't really want it. This is my last new adult book that I'm getting rid of. It's called Until It Fades by K.A. Tucker. I really do like K.A. Tucker's. I think she wrote The Simple Wild, and I enjoyed that one. I think I gave it 4 stars, but this was not my favorite from her. And the very last book I have is actually adult romance. It's called Ghosted. It's from Book of the Month. This is when I had the original Book of the Month, and I would just get books sometimes because I had it and I didn't want to skip, and I was like, okay, this one kind of sounds interesting, and that's what this one was. It kind of sounds interesting. Maybe I'll read it, but I haven't read it in like maybe a year and a half that I have it, and I know I'm not going to read this with all the other books that I have on my immediate TBR, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that one. Alright, so those were all the books that I wanted to get rid of off my shelf. I think it maybe ended up being around 20 something. I don't feel like counting them, so I'm not going to count them. I really don't have a lot of books that I hate and I have a lot of tea about, so most of these were just like 3 stars that I didn't like, so I didn't want them on my shelf. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, all those things down below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.